Hey there, this is of course Nick Dutch back on the camera again one more time. Hi there, how the heck's it going? I just wanted to of course apologise for the last video in which I did. Well, obviously I don't really want to apologise because who the hell wants to do that anyway? But what I did was I did this video in which I started out really serious, as if I was doing like a factual video or a religious video maybe about something from paganism and real artifacts that people used a long time ago. And then hey presto, I showed you my glowing LED plastic Christmas tree made in China. And of course the snowman, which was, the icing on the cake on that one video. Oh god, that was enjoyable to do. All right, because I think it has to be done. People take stuff too seriously, especially anything of a religious or occult or pagan type nature. It's just like, got to take everything too seriously. I mean, this like attitude of everything's got to be driven by fear, paranoia, and everything is so earnest. Yes, it's so fucking earnest. I mean, like, chill out. Remember to breathe. I mean, obviously, Christianity is just as guilty as this as paganism is, but and the pagans are just as guilty as the Christians. And don't you turn around to me and say, no, we're not. We're different. We don't think this because one particular book I've got says that we don't think like that. However, the personal experience of actually being involved in the culture shows that these people do think like that. I mean, you, chill out. Just chill out. You don't need to be like quite so negative, all right? I mean, obviously, one key example I've got here right in front of me in the comments section on one of my very old videos when, during the days before I started wearing a hat to cover the fact that my hair wasn't brushed. Yeah, and so I looked completely mad. Shush. Okay. Anyway, this comment says, wait until you get serious about serving Jesus Christ. Satan will come after you. He does not like it when people serve God. He does not like it when people worship God out of their pure heart. He really does not want anyone in heaven. Satan is evil. The demons are unwanted guests, self-invited. I tell you, demons will try to impede the work of Jesus Christ, even attempt to tempt Jesus in the wilderness after the baptism. Well, if I'd just been baptised and I was cold and wet and then ended up in the wilderness, I'd be pretty tempted to do something as well, if you get my drift. But anyway, the story of the temptation was actually supposed to be more about compassion and empathy, because the idea is that those things he was tempted in represented different aspects of physical life, such as power or material matters. And the message of the story was try and look beyond that. I try and think about something that's slightly better than just physical things, or if you have to think about physical things, then essentially try and do so with the right quantity of mental attitude, which is what the story was about. Now all this literalist bollocks and fear of Satan, who doesn't fucking exist in the first place, is just like over the bloody top. I mean, I don't really believe that any all-loving God would put me into a position whereby someone was planning on taking me into his service, teaching me the ropes, or in this case the fire pokers, and getting me to stoke a massive great fire under someone's backside. I just don't think that would actually happen, okay, if you take into account the narrative, properly speaking. So obviously it's a load of bollocks. And for fuck's sake, I mean, it's just like, It's like, if you're not afraid, you're a bad person. No, you're a bad person if you're making people afraid, alright? Alright, you go around selling fear. You're like the blasted conspiracy theorists. Don't do it. It's not healthy. Right? Something which is healthy is something which is good for you. So this is why I'm probably just going to turn into a whopping great piss taker once in a while. I mean, like, I think it's just got to happen. And then do more videos that seem really serious, and then just have some kind of like extra novelty thrown into the video for good measure, just to make people sort of stop being quite so serious, because I think that's important. Anyway, as you can tell, I've got some of my decorations up. My tree is in the little alcove under my stairs. I've got some tinsely there, tinsely there, tinsely there, tinsely there and there. So, got lights on that shelf, and of course on my desk I've got my LED Christmas tree and of course LED glowing snowman, which are of course artifacts from ancient Egypt. Yeah, They're not made out of plastic. No, they're actually crafted out of crystal that came down from the alien spaceships, which helped build the pyramids and created the whole. There's a cave painting of Jesus Christ coming out of a UFO in the tombs. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and that's just when he also manages to make the first ever Christmas tree way back 7,250 years ago. He didn't actually sort of grow it; he just made it basically. He took some stone and a few pieces of wood and he whittled basically, and boom. Then he sort of like sprinkled some fairy dust on it, and it became a real tree. And that's how we get pine trees. And yeah, that's now I'm talking rubbish. Now I'll speak to you soon.